Hey everyone, welcome back to Heather the Sunflower Witch. I'm Heather. So today I've got a few little fun small videos that I've come up with, and it's doing like my top 10 things. So top 10 da da da. Today I will be doing a top 10 books, journals that I've liked that have to do with spirituality or witchcraft or witchy things. So I have kind of the books over here. Probably can see a little bit. So I'll kind of reach over, pull out, and show. So my first book is Get a Grip on Dreams. This book I actually found at a secondhand bookstore where I live, and they had this. And it really talks about like themes of dreams, like different archetypes. And this is one that I like looking at when I have some dreams that I'm not entirely sure on. Or if I feel like there's something in my dream that makes like sense, then this is something that I can use. The next one is the Encyclopedia of Dreams. This book. This one I like, and I combine it with other books because it shows the different, like, what different things in dreams would mean. Like, let me pull an example. Like, seeing a daisy in the dream would mean innocence, purity, freshness, the sun, intellectual light. It kind of gives you different options that could be in the dream. It doesn't just say, oh, it's just innocence. It gives you different varieties. So I like that this can be used. It's also really small, so you can have it off to the side. I also found this at a secondhand bookstore where I live, so good on them, I guess, because that's pretty cool. So I like that. The next one it's called Color Magic for Beginners. There's a bunch of books like this where it's like something for beginners, and it's usually spirituality or witchy things. There's like an astral travel one, there's practical magic, there's a lot of different things. And the reason why this one's in my top 10 favorites, it's because this was kind of the first book that really got me into spirituality and understanding color, because there's like different colors mean different certain things, like green meaning for like abundance, or prosperity. You have purple for wisdom and intellect and the intuition, red for anger. And there's some that you would guess because based on color theology and stuff like that. This book, on the other hand, does go through each thing. Besides just the color, it'll give you the color magic behind candles, or by a crystal, or by glass. This also gives you like a flower, like flower colors, or just kind of flipping through to get like that back to ideas, or meditating with certain colors. And so when you're meditating, you kind of focus on this particular color. This book has some explanation into it as well. So this one's on my favorites simply because it's the first one that I read, and this has been one that sometimes if I forget what a color is, this one I can go back to. So the next one is actually a journal called Letters to the Universe. So it's guided letters to help with manifestation. So for example, you have this. So it's giving you brainstorming questions on how to manifest here and here, and then you write the letter to the universe based on this here. And then there's a section right here for gratitude. I like this because it is nice that perhaps I don't want to do if I want to use a different manifestation technique, or perhaps I'm not feeling certain manifestation right then, this book is a good one to just kind of fall back to. I do like that some of the questions do ask you kind of like, what are your limiting beliefs around your manifestation, or how can you in the present help with what you want to manifest? I think that's good for like stuff that you have really long term. So this is a good journal that you can get this. I want to say I got this at like Five Below or something. I can't remember. It could be like from Barnes & Noble or Books A Million, you know. It was like I should probably say it's more like a brand bookstore rather than, you know, a secondhand store. It's the same thing for my Color Magic too. I think I got that at like a metaphysical shop. The other one I don't have. I'm going to probably put a picture here because I have the e-copy, the digital copy of it. It's called The Power of Hex. For someone who is wanting to explore all paths in witchcraft, including baneful magic, that book was a, like, hopefully I can get a picture here, but that's a good book that gave a very basic level and talks about it in a more open perspective way versus like threefold or not. It gives you more of the overall view of baneful magic and the different, like, from hex to a jinx to baneful properties of things. It goes a little bit more in depth with that, and it was a book that I pretty highly would recommend on that spectrum. There we go. The next one is called The Warrior Goddess Training. So I have the workbook. There is a book that follows this. I haven't found it yet, but it's kind of working on the warrior part in a female, or looking at finding the inner goddess, which is what this is kind of looking more into. And it focuses, it's a journal style because you do get particular lessons with a speech, and then you have an area where you work. And it follows different ways of like looking at your creativity and how that's affecting you as your person, or looking at sexuality or gender roles and how that affects you, and looking at those different perspectives. So this is something that I've been working on, and I've liked it a lot so far. It's been quite interesting how it describes things and the different strategies that are in the book that helps you think more. Because there are some strategies that you might not think of. I know I didn't think of them. So when I got this, it was just something interesting. It was actually something like in my head told me to get it, and I thought it was kind of weird, but I listened to it and I've liked it so far. So the next one is this one, which is Journey to Radical Permission. This is a journal, just kind of a journal book, but it goes through different lessons. So, for example, day 13, what is satisfying about my time alone? And then you have 2 pages to kind of like write it. And it's a daily thing. See, you have like day 14 there. And it's different. They have it different sections, which is why it's like you saw 13 there, but at the end of the book you saw 14. But this is finding your like soul calling, and it asks more in-depth questions than like, what do you think your purpose is? It's looking more at where do you feel resistance? Where do you see yourself in growth? What did yourself younger think about this? So this book's a good one to get you thinking and then journaling your thoughts down. That's why this one's a bit higher up than everything else, because I've been using this one quite a lot recently. The next one is called Meditate. It says a guided journal to cultivate peace in presence. So this book actually gives you meditation techniques, especially if just kind of sitting and just listening to music or just being in silence doesn't work. This book has different techniques in it. I like it because there's some times that I don't usually like to meditate just without music or just with music. There are sometimes I like other activities with it, and this actually got me thinking about other ways to do it. So there's one in here that talks about helping you sleep, and it talks through a different breathing pattern to help get you into that deep breathing and it helps you fall asleep. It helps you fall asleep better and longer. That particular perspective is something I like, but there's other different techniques in this, and it gives you a place to like journal it, and whether it works or if it doesn't, you know, you can find what works for you in that book or what doesn't. So, and then I have 2 more books, and the next one is called Your 5-Minute Journal. This is a gratitude journal. So something that I've had to work on is gratitude and being able to be grateful for things. And this book here is actually really nice when I want to do some grateful exercises, but I don't want to like have a full journal entry or full part, because this is set up like you have surprises. And so for Monday you have like this question, Tuesday you have this one, and you can do it as like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or like sometimes I do is wait to the end of the week and then go back and do this again. Or even if it's in the middle of the week, I think from that day to the previous week is like things of being grateful for. And it goes through different things. Like I said, there were surprises, the very basics about you, there's work, your body. It does different little things for being grateful. So I like this little journal, especially when, you know, I don't have a lot to do. The next one I like is the Crystal Bible. This is probably my top book I like, because it does tell you, like, when it gives you a book like, or a crystal like barrel, you have the color, the appearance, the source, like if it's found in the US or if it's found in Australia or in other countries. You know, it will tell you where you find them, the different attributes, the metaphysical properties, the particular colors you're looking at. And then if something has variations, like obsidian has snowflake obsidian, that shows it here too. This doesn't show all crystals. It does show a lot, as you can see, but there are a few that it is missing. But it does talk to you about like the shape of crystals, whether it's the point or a heart or a circle, how that's supposed to help. Then it talks to you about like how wands work or the healing of it, or taking care of rocks and minerals and crystals. So for me, on the geology basic, but also the metaphysical side, this book does pretty good at balancing both. And then it does give like different crystals unique as well. So if you're, you know, if you have some that are pretty unique, this might be a good one to look at. So this one's probably like my number one, because it's one that I've always gone back to. If I ever get a crystal or rock or something like a gift, that started falling. But if I ever get a crystal like that, then I could actually look it up and kind of study it, and then look at it from a like geology based view, and then my metaphysical side as well. So that's my top 10 books and journals. You'll probably see some more top 10 things soon. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you have some books or journals that you like, perhaps you can add them down below. It'd be nice to look them up, see if there's anything that I'd like to add to mine, or maybe there's some that you agree with and you tell me down below as the book falls. But you can add that down below, and feel free to subscribe and like. But that is the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye!